Okay, here we are again with another project, hopefully for me to show you how to do a job like I would do it myself. We've got a lave and plaster room here that I will be repairing, restoring and getting it back to its glory days. Now I'm going to show you through a few things that we're going to need to tackle before I do it, and then I will be doing some other videos on what tools you will need and demonstrating on the procedures I'll be taking to get this job done. What we're going to be looking out for are things like this. All the plaster was blown under there, which was behind a radiator, which I have managed just to knock out with a hammer because it was all very loose under there. There'll be the rubbing down of all the woodwork. Get it nice and flat, which I've already done on these, but you will be pleased to know that I have saved a little bit so I can do some demonstrations on those as well. One thing I've done when I was sanding down these window frames was I just used this plastic corker to pop there to protect that plastic edge when I was rubbing it down with my sander, so the sander actually hits the plastic corker as opposed to this plastic trim of the window. So that's that little tip on that. Other things we're going to be doing, we'll be raking out all of these cracks in this ceiling, PVA gluing them, and we will put in a fibre tape over them before we actually get a fill into those. As we can see, I've got all the skirting boards rubbed down. Got some new architrave here, so I'll be showing you how to deal with that, as well as the knots, because they need to be treated before we do any painting on there. And you can see I've just put some plastic sheeting over this bifold door here just to protect it. Got some more holes in here from an old radiator where the brackets were. I mean, the brackets that used to go in these things for these old radiators are absolutely massive. More cracks up into the ceiling going into the coving. Another big crack running all the way across that ceiling right to the other side. So these will all need to be raked out right back to the source of this problem. There's the picture rails we've rubbed down. So we've got those done as well. That bit up there was obviously old, just going around that doorway there, so we've had that rubbed down as well so far. I have left one of these doors because I'll do a demonstration of how to rub this back properly, and I've left some picture rail there, and I'll also do a video of rubbing that down properly. Unfortunately, in the curve of this picture rail, this will need to be done by hand. We're not going to get the sanders in there. And as you can just see, there's just more cracks running through these ceilings. Well, this job's going to look a lot worse before it's going to start looking any better. Okay, so with this patch here, I actually knocked that out yesterday and PVA glued it to give us a good bond for our bonding coat, which is what I will be putting in there first before I actually skim this area out with some filler. I'll also be putting in the fibre tape just to stabilise it and give it a bit more strength. So I'll do a video when it comes to doing that. And I think, to be honest, other than the tools that I'll be using, the next videos that will follow these will be your step-by-step guides of how to move this project forward. It is a big project. It isn't going to take you a couple of days. A job like this will even take me around about 7 days to get it up together. All the walls will be sanded down. I will either use the, which one is this? I've got 3 of them now and I can never remember which ones they are. They've all got very similar names. That will be the Deros. That's the, I've got the Deros there, the Dios there, and the Leros in this bag here when it comes to rubbing the ceilings and stuff like that down. I got a good collection of the sanding tools, and to be fair, the amount I use them, these things are well, they're key to producing the work that I'm producing. If you're fortunate enough to be able to hire or buy some of these units yourself, you'll be able to get the woodwork certainly as far back as what I need to anyway. If you're doing it all by hand, though, you're going to have a huge task on your hands, and you're probably not going to get the results that I will get. So any kind of electrical sander that is just going to save you a bit of arm work, I would definitely recommend, just to try and get a much higher end job. I'll be doing other videos of taping the lines from the picture rail into the wall. I mean, you won't only just be getting good straight lines with zero brush control, so don't worry about that. If you're not a very talented painter, I won't worry too much about that, because the system I'll be using for this, you will be achieving perfect straight lines, and I will show you exactly how to do that if you just follow these videos. Okay, so I will do another video when it comes to me starting to rake out these ceiling joints and how you will need to go about doing that job yourself. It's very dusty, very messy. I would advise wearing a dust set of overalls, which I have here, with the hood just as well, just to protect your head, and a good mask. And what I have here is this full face mask with respirators on there and full eye and face protection from any falling dust or debris, because there will be some debris falling out of that ceiling. Okay, so that will be it for this first video. The next sets of videos I will get on and do more little bite-sized junk videos for your own to follow.